and said, guess how much I just spent for groceries at Walmart in North Carolina.
If I was laying off people, I would at least say, I'm so sorry. Like, let us know if there's anything we can do. Like, just the platitude, even if you don't mean it, just say something human.
So I got laid off from Amazon a couple days ago, and I wasn't planning on talking about it because, to be honest, it just feels kind of embarrassing.
All right, guys, so this just came out. Job cuts for October has officially hit 153,000. That is a 180% increase from September, and this is the worst October for layoffs since 2003. And according to the analysts tracking this has actually been the worst year of layoffs since 2009, and that was right after the housing crisis. So if you're feeling like the ground is shifting under you, well, buckle up, because you would actually be correct. Tech alone saw over 33,000 jobs being cut in 1 month. That is almost 6 times more than the month before. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is where it really matters, because this isn't just AI or automation. We are actually in a recession. Just these corporations don't want to say it yet.
I really need to get back inside and start doing more job applications, but I just have to tell you about how I got laid off yesterday. So if you missed yesterday's video, I got laid off just like everybody else. And I'm sure my experience wasn't different than anyone else's, and I just have to talk about it. So here's how it went down. They sent me a calendar invite at like 8:39 in the morning. It just said meeting, time sensitive, and in the body of the invite it said your attendance is mandatory, please log in from a private location.
That's an immediate red flag, by the way. If you get a random meeting put on your calendar, it's over. Start applying right then and there.
There was the person who sent the invite, and there was one other person on the invite. So of course I go into Workday and start looking up these people. The person who sent the invite is a talent development person, and the other person on the invite was actually in my organization, but not directly like above my manager. I reported directly to a director, and then there are senior directors, and then so on and so forth. But it wasn't my director's senior director. It was another senior director that had nothing to do with like my job. So I had seen her name before, but didn't know her. And of course they put the invite on my calendar for 3 p.m. at like 8:39 in the morning, which is diabolical. So of course I panicked all day. And then here's where my mind was sort of blown. We get in the meeting, and the leader from my team says hello, and I go to say, hi, how are you? And she cuts me off, and she goes, are you in a private location? And I said, yes. And she said, okay. And then she literally just started reading a script. And of course it was like, we thank you for your service here at this company. We've done some internal blah, blah, blah. And your position is impacted, blah, 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 blah. But she sounded like a literal robot. Like she was just like, da, 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 da. And the entire time she did not look up. Even when she said hello, she was staring at her screen, like reading something, and never looked at me. Not once. And then when she was finished with her little script, she says, and now so-and-so will take over. And left the meeting. Just left. Didn't say goodbye, didn't say so sorry. Literally nothing. It was like AI did it. Like they might as well have just typed it into AI and had AI read it to me. If I was laying off people, I would at least say, I'm so sorry. Like, let us know if there's anything we can do. Like, just the platitude, even if you don't mean it.
You can tell this person would be empathetic. I think we'd all try to be empathetic whenever you're firing somebody, because that's their livelihood. That's how they feed their family. They pay their bills. But at the end of the day, you're worried about yourself. You got to do what the company tells you. And although you want to say, hey, be like, how are you doing? I would say, I'm so sorry. You're not allowed to do any of that. And if they tell you you can't do that, you're not going to. You're just going to pray that you don't get fired next. And that's what's going on. People aren't just worried about the economy. They're worried about getting fired. It's like always have somebody behind them. They're looking over their shoulder the entire time. So you got to understand, these people are actually probably nice. It's the corporation, the company telling them you can't be empathetic on these calls. You You got to cut it. And I don't know, how would you feel? Would you rather have a robot tell you or an email, or that would rub salt on the wound? I would probably rather just have an email instead of get on a whole meeting. You're just wasting everyone's time. Let me know what you think. This is real. This is what it looks like when the economy tightens up and companies start to protect themselves and put themselves first before employees. Here's the proof. Consumers, they're running out of room. The index fell to 94.6 in October. 1 year ago, it was 109. And there's a specific part of the report that stood out. The measurement of expectations of income and job security dropped to 71. And historically, anything below 80 is a sign of a recession. So not only people are losing jobs, the people that still have jobs, well, they're worried they're next. And when people are afraid, they stop spending. And when they stop spending, companies lose revenue. And when companies lose revenue, well, they fire people. And this is how a recession compounds.
Hey fuckers, let's play a game, shall we? I had a friend in town last weekend and her brother texted her while we were hanging out and said, guess how much I just spent for groceries at Walmart in North Carolina. Y'all will never guess. Here's a picture of the cart. We've got spinach, bagels, looks like a whole carrot cake, which is great. I love that choice. We've got Halo Top, Ben & Jerry's. That can be pretty expensive. Salsa, sweet potatoes, some prepackaged salad mixes, frozen veggies, case of Miller Lite. We've got organic grass-fed beef. Here's tortillas. It looks like it's keto, so that could be higher price. And maybe a couple of other things. There's a layer here that we can't really see. What do y'all guess the price is for this cart? $496.
Okay, not what I was
in
thinking.
North Carolina at Walmart. What did you guys guess? Hey fuckers,
Let
let's play
me
a
go
game.
back.
Ben & Jerry's.
I definitely thought like $200. What did you think? Is this accurate to you guys? Are you actually seeing grocery prices increase this high? I know North Carolina is kind of a booming place, but still, I don't think price discrimination there is going to be that much more, especially in a Walmart. All right, so this is what people are saying. I live in North Carolina. My grocery bill went from around 45 to 50 a week to 122 a week. I can't afford that, and I'm diabetic. I buy absolutely no junk food, nothing organic, nothing fancy, eggs, fruit, vegetables, bread. I splurged last week and got myself some pre-made chicken salad, which means this week I won't be able to get eggs. This is absolutely ridiculous, and I'm disabled. So yes, I get assistance from the state, but only $58 a month. I hate it here, by the way. Keep your judgments to yourself. I do the best that I can with what I have. I live in North Carolina. I guessed 500, not surprised at all. Good thing DT is bringing all these grocery prices down. I guessed 400, but only because my real guess was 200. I doubled it because shit's been crazy. So you can see prices aren't giving people a lot of breathing room. Inflation is still high, so as everything continues to go up, your paycheck doesn't. And if you're still collecting a paycheck, well, you're worried that you might get fired. But I can't deny a structural shift is happening. AI is impacting job. It is a disruptor. And like we've seen in 2003 with the internet, the dot-com boom, that jobs will be impacted. People are already being eliminated. Entry-level jobs are disappearing. But it's not only AI that's impacting this. Like we talked about, we are entering into a recession just because of inflation as well. So if you stack that together, companies are tightening up, they're not hiring, they're eliminating jobs, and when companies need to protect profits first, they will always cut people.
So I got laid off from Amazon a couple days ago, and I wasn't planning on talking about it because, to be honest, it just feels kind of embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. And I know I shouldn't think about it that way because in my case, it wasn't performance related, at least what was told to me directly. But like, it just feels, yeah, I don't know. It just feels kind of sucky. But I also know I did the best that I could, and something that I was very adamant about while I was there was constantly asking my manager for feedback. And so I would always be like, this is what I've been doing so far. What do you think? Am I on the right path? and just always kind of gauging if I was doing well. And I always got good feedback, yeah, you're doing good. So I'm trying to not take it so personally as if it's me and I wasn't performing well. But then again, I don't know how these things work. I don't know what's going on in the background, but to my face, I always got good feedback. But I still, so even knowing that it was bigger than just me, I still feel kind of embarrassed. And I'm trying to change that because, that's not good for self-esteem purposes.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. And I think as Americans, we get super attached to our jobs. It becomes our identity. And I was talking about this the other day with somebody, and they said just work extremely hard and become irreplaceable, and they will never let you go or fire you. That is not the case. It might have been the case at one time when they did layoffs, they would cut, they would trim fat people that weren't valuable. But even then, it didn't matter. I know people that have been killing it, senior sales executives that were let go. You see it all the time on LinkedIn recently with structural changes. And it's this disruptor, it's AI, it's also this recession happening. So we can't let our egos get attached to a job. You can be at a company for 8, 10 years and they will let you go and not care at all about you. So don't take it personally. Just know that these things are going to happen. With that being said, the old model of the career instability is gone. It is not going to come back either. People need to start figuring out how to do gig work, not get attached to companies, expect to be gone pretty quick. And you got to learn how to sell yourself. There's things maybe we can do. So I don't want to be too down about what's about to come, but I do think this recession is probably going to get a lot worse and people are going to figure it out. We're going to learn how to adapt like we always do, or maybe we don't. And this is actually the end where it hits us hard and nothing actually comes out of it. It's looking like it could be both. I mean, what do you guys think about everything? If you like the video, could you give me a like, subscribe? It means a lot. I appreciate you guys a lot. We hit 1,800 subscribers. It's amazing. I'm going to continue to be pushing these out. I think 95% of you that are viewing my content aren't actually subscribed, and I get a lot of views. It just doesn't really translate into subscribers, and I'm trying to change that. So if there's things I can do a little different, just let me know. I'm open to any suggestions that you may have. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.